Welcome to Made by Marley Week. Terry and I would like to show you another project that I have made with some of our new things from our new autumn and winter collection. So watch on and see what I've been doing. Okay, today's project is going to be this globe. I bought this at a car boot sale. I bought it for two whole pounds. It does light up, but that's going to work in our favour. It's on a bit of a, the plastic is not very nice on the stand, but we can deal with that. What paper I'm going to be using for this, I am going to be using Nostalgic Noel, which is this handsome fella, yum, this handsome fella, and this little cutie, yeah, okay. I won't be using this little cutie, but I'll be using these two bad boys. Right, okay, so first of all, when you're doing some, and I'm going to be using the Splendid Stencils, the Sparkle. I'm going to be using some stuff out of the Sparkle stencils. That's a side note. Right, okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my sort of measurements right of my Santa, because I'm not only going to need so much. So I'm just going to go at it, hammer and tongs here, just ripping out. We'll put a background back in, so we don't need that one right now. And I'm just ripping down to the margin line. Same up at this side. Take it up here, like so. And let's get rid of this white line at the top. Now, likey so. Okay, when you're doing an orb, a circular item, obviously you're going to need Mod Podge, but I would, if it was me, you can spritz the back to get it soft, but I'm wanting this to go on quite well, and I'm wondering whether I want it crumpled or not. Yeah, let's give them some wrinkles. Poor soul. Right, so I've got some warm water here, yeah. I am just going to literally scrunch them up. Matt's face when I do this. Like, don't come in.
First time you did it, I was like, oh!
I'm going to open them up, yeah. And don't come in. You want that. This is kind of lukewarm water. Now, when you do this, because all our paper is inkjet, it is safe enough to do this, but it will give it more of a faded appearance. And I wouldn't be rubbing too much on the front when it's wet.
Inkjet, it's laser.
So, sorry, it's laser. Martin looked horrified there. Oh, how dare I?
An inkjet printer?
Right, okay, so it gets very soft. You can see I've got a bit of a rip in that, but that's fine. Just dunk it over there. And you need to be applying your glue. So, just trying to see where I want to put it. Okay. Now, I need a brush for my glue. You want a nice soft brush that's going to give you a nice soft application. I'll move that water, Martin, just in case you knock it over on the way around. Not that I think you will, because you're so good.
I'm so, like, you know,
ninja-like.
Ninja-like, that's the word.
That's it, ninja. When I think of you, and I think, but they haven't seen you trying to put your socks on in the morning. There's a whole load of hopping about. One foot, the other foot, hop, 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 hop.
People who live in glass houses should.
I just sit down and put the socks on, but you seem to be wanting to do it to standing up.
It's because I'm trying to maintain my kind of balance and things. I don't want to give in to Father Time,
Oh no. Don't make me laugh, or all they're going to get the coughing. I've actually tried to spend the last 2 days in bed, which is the worst time ever when you're doing a release. It's normally I'm in bed after the release, but this time I've done it the opposite way around. Right, okay, so he's ripped, but that's not a problem. So let's get him up. Let's get his positioning where I'd like him. Now, he's wet right now, so you don't need to worry. When he dries, you won't be able to see the glow. But now, this is precision kind of time, because you're going to have to make some decisions about exactly how you want to apply them. Just get that little bit there that got ripped in his beard, although I don't even think it's that necessary. My main thing is I don't want him too wrinkly on his little face. A wee cutie. Now I'm going to just do a wee strategic rip into here so I can get that bit to go down, but I need this bit to go down first. Now the good thing about paper is it stretches and it bends. And if we're putting this on in a sort of cracked way, I'm not too worried about it. I just want them to look vintage and I want them to look old. And I don't think that little boo-boo there is going to be the problem. Pat him. Let's gather together the rest of his beard here and get that stuck on around here. So pull him over. I think that's kind of shortened his beard. Good job, I'm going to be painting around this. It's got a shorter beard than what I'm going to rip it right down the bottom now because this obviously curves down. This is not something that you can do in 5 minutes. It really isn't. I mean, I'm kind of punching above my weight even trying to do it in a video, but take your time. Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey. That's what you say, Martin, isn't it?
That's it.
I hadn't heard that until I met you. And when I heard it, I couldn't stop laughing. Martin and I had a, what you call well-known sayings, giggle in bed again last night. I managed to come out with 2 stotters in a row, but I can't even remember what they were. Marty, can you? No. I think we were laughing the other day. I sent some message to Jamie the other day, and what I was trying to say to her was, that's your...
The phrase you were looking for was chickens coming home to roost.
Yeah, because we were talking about children, and I was like, ah, ha, ha, ha.
You said roosters.
That's your roosters coming home to your barn.
Yeah. Which I quite liked.
Yeah. Now, you can go at, I mean, there's only so much boringness you want to watch me do this, but, give it a little bit of glue as well. Down there at the bottom. Make sure your edges are nice and glued. Let me just work on this side. Sorry, Mary, it's not easy to film the old globe, is it?
It's not. I tried to sit down just a second ago, and I was like, there's something hot there.
You sitting in the hot glue gun?
I sat on the hot glue gun. Because I immediately got up. So, I'll find out what that was in a minute.
Do you know what? I'm sure other people's releases are not like this, Mary. We need to be a little bit more. Right, okay. Lovely.
Good job I've got a sturdy pair of jeans on.
I thought you were going to say it's a good job you've got a sturdy bottom. Right. Take your time. I'm rushing this, but...
Don't rush.
Oops, I've got a wee bit of a rip in his beard. Join him so far. But I do want to try and kind of just give it a more glue down in this big where it's turning.
You could lie on his back.
No, I've got it, babe. I've got it.
Okay.
I'll keep disturbing that a little bit. If that happens to you, do I look concerned? I'm really not, because you can just blend a little bit of paint into it when it comes. I'm more wanting them to look sort of vintage and aged. And I think we've kind of got to the bottom where you can't really see now, but I'll go and do that bit off camera. Now I've got one Santa on, I'll be whipping them round and I will be doing the other Santa on the opposite side. And then we'll come back when it's dry and we'll start blending them in. Yeah. Okay, so this looks incredibly ugly right now. I mean, there's a bit missing there, but I painted it all in black before I start to put some colour onto it. And this is just a little bit of Amsterdam green and Frida blue with a little tiny smidge of Florence in it, just to kind of, now you want to keep some of the black underneath it. You don't want it all to be covered up with, I was going by the paper of this Santa, not particularly, I need to glue that bit there down. What I did was I ran some Mod Podge over the globe before I painted it to give it a wee bit more wrinkly look. So I'm hoping that that kind of does that. You're not really seeing much right now, you're just seeing me do this, but this black, the grey plasticky part has had one coat of black, but it will be getting 2 coats. Martin, you're not sitting on the heat gun, are you?
Nope.
Just checking, don't want you sitting on that again. So I think you understand what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of starting to get some colours. So once you've got it to this stage, you can add a little bit of, maybe a little bit of grey. So I've got some Whistler's grey here, just a tiny touch. And you can put some grey into it. Give it a sort of kind of almost, I'm going to change my brushes because that brush is not the brush to be doing a sort of fluffy look. Let me just see what I've got here. This one here might be quite nice. Yeah. And then you're just going to kind of give it, oh, I didn't mean to touch up against that. I'll just sort that in a minute. Just a little bit. You don't need to go crazy with this, but you know, well, I suppose it's up to you what you want to do. You don't have to have a night sky. You could have it white and snowy. You can have any of our, you could do a Halloween one with any of our papers. I mean, you could do a bohemian stamped globe. I was just saying to Marty before, I've wanted a globe for ages, but every time I've seen one, they're always like silly money, and I wasn't buying one to paint that, you know, that was a really good one. When I saw this cheap one, I thought, yeah, I'm going to get that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with the background. So I'm going to get on.
She was a little bit more excited than as she described there when she found this.
Oh yeah, I couldn't remember where I'd left it, could I? I left it, I had so many things that I bought at the carpet sale. Martin had whipped home quickly because it's just round the corner. To take Charlie to work, and when Martin came back, I was so giddy I couldn't remember where I'd actually left it. I asked a man to hold on to them because they're quite heavy. There was quite a few things, but then I couldn't remember, and I just thought, oh no, how can I not remember where I've been? But I couldn't, but I found them in the end. Martin was like, is it here? I was like, no, I don't know. Was it there? I was like, no, it was definitely.
I seem to remember saying to you, you sure it's not on that one over there? And you were like,
I don't think so.
Wasn't.
Well, the thing was really making the whole thing, the thing that was actually making me giggle, and it was actually making me giggle was, well, kind of more hysterically giggle, was the place where I thought it was, the car had gone. Like the man had packed up, and I thought, oh, he's gone with my globe. But then I thought, it's not exactly an amazing haul to want to go home with. So anyway, this is what I'm doing here, and just giving it a little bit of a background with this this grey over the top of my blue. Yeah, so I'm going to get on, and I'm going to do this now all the way around and fix all these awful bits around these transitions and everything with the paint, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I kind of get rid of these sorts of parts. You can sand these wrinkles because you're going round an orb. You can sand them. I'm just going to be leaving them because I've actually given this a coat of Mod Podge over the top, so I'm kind of on it right now, but we'll see how we go. I might want to age it up with a little bit of stays on at the end, so we'll see. But this is me back in with my blue again. Okay, so I'll be back once this is done. Okay, so I've already filmed this, but it didn't film, so I'm making an extra hole just so I can show you. So I've just got a drill with a small drill bit, and I'm just drilling up the top because my bulb is down the bottom. If you've got a light up globe, make sure you know where there's nothing up here, there's nothing electrical. My bulb's down the bottom, the cable's down the bottom. I've just done a few holes, and then once you've done that, just get a little bit of your paint and just camouflage those holes in with a little bit of stippling. Right, now I'm going to work on fixing the parts because my paper was made incredibly thin, so I've got just down here on this, it's the back of the elf that I made. So I've got a little bit of yellow and a little touch of brown and more white than brown. So then you're just going to come in and you're just going to fix all those little bits that just make you unhappy. Quite like the blue showing through, so I'm not going to... If it's a darker area, put a little bit more brown on your brush. Like if you were doing these, if you're being really pernickety, I mean, I've already done this bit, but I didn't have the right colour. I need to put a bit more white on that. So you just fix all your little parts. Right, okay, let's have a look at the other side now. The other side I left in the water for absolutely ages, so he's got quite a few blue bits. I mean, you could have just spritzed the back, but I wanted it creased as well, so, but, I mean, maybe don't leave it in water as much as long as I did, but I don't think this is a problem, so, you know, it depends what you think is a problem. That sounded sassy there, didn't it? Yeah. I'm not going to touch these cheeks because I like that. I like that sort of blue coming through. I'm okay with that. But if you did, you would just mix up a skin tone and get rid of that. So, yeah. I'm happy with that. So, once we've done that, we're going to start working on our transitions, and I'm going to do that in 2 different ways. Now, do you remember, oh, do you know, I was showing Martin a minute ago, this is what happens when you're boastful about something.
Around there somewhere.
Yeah.
Put it down.
I made a mess, but, oh, here it is. Do you remember a wee while ago, I made a stencil for a piece of furniture, I can't remember, but I kept it because I said to you, I keep everything. Now, I want to be putting some, I think white, to be honest with you, white and maybe silver. How about I do the same thing as I did the other day, and I do kind of a grey. I'm going to need a mix mat for this. Okay. See, I did have a mix mat. It's just that sometimes dirty and a lovely clean mix mat for something small kind of makes me go, I'll just use a bit of cardboard. I don't know why. I've got plenty of them. It's just psychology, isn't it? Right, okay, so I've got brush, and this is the Annie Sloan's paint that I used the other day, the pearlescent glaze. And if you haven't watched, if the videos are the wrong way around and you don't know what I'm talking about, it's coming up. Okay, so pearlescent glaze, let's stick some of that on there, and let's put a little bit of grey in it, like we're making a kind of silver, but just a tiny bit. So I would just put it at the side of the paint, and then you can take away and add as you go. Do you know what? I'm actually feeling like sparkles as well. What do you think about that, man? Do you think sparkles? There we go. Now, because I've got those sparkles in it now, I'm just going to pop a little bit of Mod Podge in that now too. So now we'll have dirtied every brush known to man, just to hold in the glitter. You don't want it all falling off. Plus, and you'll have it in your toast in a fortnight's time. Put that in there. Load back on here. Right, okay, so let's just give this grey with the sparkles. Oh, now look at that. That's what we're looking for. It'll dry more opaque as well because it's got the opaque and just a tiny little bit of paint in it. So that should be quite nice. I'm quite liking that. Okay, now I'm going to be needing a stencil brush and my little star. And I have cardboard to offload it onto. So I'll just flip over my little elf. Like so. Thank you, Mama. You were trying to be really kind there and get me something. In between this, I'm going to do some sort of white spots like it's snowing. Now, why this way? because I know it's not the transitions, but it detracts the eye from here. Like there's a nasty one there, so let's just take that star into there and just kind of work along, looking at where they're not very nice, where your joins are, and do that. There's another one there. I know it's got two stars close together, but here we go. Now, I think I need to do one last one up here. You've seen properly, Matty, so it's a bit awkward to film this.
That's right.
So I'm going to be doing some trees down the bottom, so tap that in there like that. Right, and I'm wanting some white snow. And snow is just then you can do some big ones here, some tiny ones. You just alternate the sizes as you go. Now I'm going to do the rest. I didn't see, but when I did the stand, the black, I then put the grey on it as well because I quite liked it. I thought it was quite nice. So snow, probably that's as far as I want the snow to go down. And I'm obviously going to do the other side. So that's how this is going to look. Okay, because it's an orb and I'm using a stencil, I just don't want to deal with the bleed through. So I just got a bit of paper and I painted it the same colour as my globe. So now I'm just going to put the Merry Christmas stencil down from our new sparkle set, and I am just going to stencil this so that it's nice and flat and I can decoupage it on. I think that's easier, don't you, Matty?
Yeah. It's pretty impossible to stencil around a curved
I mean, I
surface.
can do lots of awkward surfaces, but I just don't want to even attempt that one because I know that I won't be able to do it right. And I'm just going to put this one here so that I've got one for both sides. Still got a little bit of glitter in it. I'm going to make this one a little bit silverier. This one has got the glitter in it. This. Now, there we go. What I'm going to do is, when I find my scissors, here they are. I'm going to let these dry off, and then I'm going to rip around them like a, well, actually, it's, gosh, it's ripping through this. Oh dear. Living with Lily, Matty. It's interesting.
It's a pleasure.
It's a trip. It's not always a pleasure, I'm sure. Right, okay. So once I've got this kind of ripped without ripping through my letters, because you want to take it right quite close up. I mean, it's probably a good idea to let it dry as well. I am going to be putting these on here like so. So let's just rip this one out while that one's drying. Whoop. This bit back down here. Sorry for sniffing. Sniffy today. Right, Modgy Podge. Find the right brush for the job. Dry that off. And I am just going to stick it on here to put the glue on. Let it soften a minute, because again, we're going around the orb shape. Right. Okay, so I'm going to have one here. Tapping it. I always find the heel of your hands pretty good for didn't want that wrinkle there, but it means the wrinkle is going to have to be somewhere else, but that's okay. I need some glue in here. So once I've gone and stuck these on both sides, I'm not going to make you endure me watching this. I'm going to put some more stars and some more snow and maybe Christmassy it up a little bit more. It's quite dark looking at the moment. I will then be coming back. Now, obviously, I've got to paint this all in now. This is the part where you're going to have to sacrifice a wrinkle at some point. It is what it is. There now. I think that's relatively quite nice. Yeah, Marty, what do you think? Yep. Yeah, so I've got one there, and I'll be putting the other one probably, which will be nice and soft by now, out here, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing, put more stars, put more snow on it, and then we're going to do, I think, some trees. And then there's a showstopper at the end. Martin's been laughing about it all morning. Yeah, I've got no words for what's about to happen. All I'll say is Christmas catch. Yeah, fabulous. Okay. So what I did off camera was I only had enough for here for the pom-pom trim, and the other side I put the red trim to match this side. And I had a little bit enough to go around this edge here. I don't know why that's there. I need to fix that, whatever it is. I'll fix that in a minute. So I was going to put some trees down the bottom, but I'm not going to because I have the pièce de résistance, which is this little beauty, which I got in a wee while back. I was in a charity shop and they had a whole box full of Christmas decorations for how much, Matty?
I think she charged you £1.
But there was all sorts of things in it, huge things, and there was 2 of these already in, and they were both in the box. I quite like them, but I thought I really want to kitsch this up. It's a little tea light holder. You could have the extra light if you wanted to put a wee plastic tea light in here. So my thing is it's going to go up on top of there like he's going up into the sky. So let's just kind of get his position and where he sits nicely.
I'm coming around the other side so I can get a better view.
What, so you can see my face when it all goes horribly wrong. Right, so I'm going to just put a great big dot of hot glue there. And a big dot of hot glue on here. Now I'm going to be camouflaging this glue. And then I'm just going to go for it. Now obviously the globe no longer twirls. So actually, do you know what? I'm going to put a bit of hot glue down around here to stop it twirling now. That's the best thing to do, Martin, isn't it?
Yeah.
No twirling. There. And he looks quite, oh. I have to wait until that hangs up. Because I don't want him twirling with it on it. There. And here. That should stop it twirling. Right, now he's on, and he's on actually quite secure. This still does a little bit of manoeuvring, Martin.
Glue the bottom as well.
I don't want to get in about the sockets. I'll do that off camera, Matty, when we and I have a chance to decide what we're doing. Now, because he's flying up into the clouds and we're in the sky, I thought I would use some of this woofy stuff. It's becoming valuable, this stuff, and pop it in like he's in the clouds. So I'll turn it around so you can see this side as well. Plenty of hot glue as well, because that way I know he's jammed in. That around there. And sure I jam it right in, because that way it's going to secure the Santa as well as look like he's in the clouds. I think I put it on here like this. I've got to say, my kitsch Santa is the star of the show here. When I told Martin about this today, he was a bit like, oh.
She said she had a Santa for it, and I was like, huh? Yeah.
Originally.
And then she showed me it, and I was like, really?
Originally, my idea was this, which was a really good one, but unfortunately it didn't work, was I went onto eBay and for a couple of pounds I bought one of those wooden train sets, you know, with the little wooden slot-in tracks, because I was going to paint it like a Christmas train and have it go round here like this. But my tracks were bigger than my globe. So yesterday when Oscar came over, he was well happy because he got a train set out of it, because I hadn't even got it outside. Matt went, your set's too big for your globe. And I was like, oh, yes, I can see that. I can see that, Martin. Right, okay. I think last but not least, I've got a nice wee piece of red ribbon here, which I had left over. And I'm going to glue that on the front of my reindeer. Now, what I would have probably have done if I'd had any and I'd had a little bit of foresight was, I think I'd have maybe put this on a base, and you know the little bottle brush trees? You could put some bottle brush trees up in here. I mean, kitsch it up, and some down the bottom, but I don't have any of those. But I think this is enough to get you going with the idea and show you that how versatile Made by Marley decoupage paper is. So we'll get on and we will stage this out, and you will see it in its full spot. What are you laughing at, man? Extravagant, isn't it? Do you think it needs a little bit more wool here?
Just a touch, yeah, just a little bit,
yeah. Just in here. Yeah. Some hot glue in here. As I said, it helps with the gluing of the with the reindeer. It's not moving now, you see. I think it's all stuck together with fluff. It's like Winnie the Pooh. Right, okay, so there you have it. Another thing you can do with Made by Marley Christmas paper, and the paper is called Nostalgic Noel, and the stencil that I used for the Merry Christmas is from the Sparkle stencil set. So, and the Santa, courtesy of the local charity shop, who had loads of ornaments still in their boxes. Jenny came to visit, and I said, Jenny, look at this haul. And she was like, ooh, and an, and ooh, and an. I went, I know. It's got a light up Santa that plays jingle bells and everything. I mean, and it had a really ugly.
And they were all like proper vintage, weren't they?
Yeah, well, they weren't the proper vintage, but they were definitely cheesy. There's a snowman, a Santa at some point that's got wearing silky clothes, which I'm going to remove and do a video on how to tailor him some nice, tasteful sort of bohemian clothes at some point. Yeah. Anyway, right. Oh, I forgot to add. I am going to be getting. Sorry, I got carried away with the Santa. I should have done this before. It was the Santa. Got me carried away. I've got my IOD crackle stamp here, and you can put crackle on it, but I never have such good luck with the crackle. And I think what I'm probably going to do is do it with the sort of ivory paint. Now, don't do this at home because this is very naughty what I'm about to do. But normally you would use a roller, but I'm just going to run over this with my stencil brush, because believe you me, I've got every bit of equipment known to man out here right now. I don't think I need to add any more to the mix. So I'll come round so you can see it from where would it need some crackle. Just maybe a little bit here, some here, some on Santa. Don't know if you're catching this, we're at a weird angle today.
Yeah, I am.
Some up down the bottom here. I don't think there's anything wrong with having some down here on the base. I've got a brilliant part round here to do. Martin's just on his way round, and I'm just going to do here, some crackle on here, and here. I can't wait to light this up, and I think that's probably enough. But as I said, if I'd had little bottle brush trees, I think I'd have been all over that, but you know. Right, okay, that is just enough of that, I think, right now. If not, I'm going to go crackle crazy. Okay, now you could also at this stage as well, because I'm just going to be sealing it with ordinary sealer, if at all. But probably what I would do is maybe a wee bit of wax, a little bit of dark wax, age off Santa, and it'll go in all his crumples. That would look quite cool. Anyway, this is a starter for 10. I want to see your globes, people. That sounds wrong. Okay. And here we have our Santa globe, all staged out, all vintage and worn looking, embellished with our kitschy decoration on the top with Merry Christmas on it. Now you could do this and you could really go to town and do so many different things with so many different made by Marley decoupage papers. You don't need to decorate globes just for Christmas. You could do a Halloween one. You could do an all year round one. You could even stamp them with our new stamps. But globes are a good thing to pick up if you can get them at the right price. So this has been the Santa globe, and I'll see you tomorrow.